Finishing up with the space news, what I was really told was there have been a lot of secret deaths, and most of the space program is under military and space command control. The public doesn't even know about it. And that's admitted that upwards of 90% is secret. And I said, hundreds have died? And both individuals were like, numbers higher. And I said, thousands? I'm not going to say, but they just smile at you. There has been, and the Russians, you've heard the rumors, the reports of dead Chinese on the moon, dead Russians. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Most governments do not want to announce failures or successes. But the point is, there have been people on military bases, police officers, FBI agents. There have been countless credible individuals who've reported. I've had family that's seen it. The big flying V-wings, the big giant things that look like blimps, and everybody thinks it's aliens. It's human technology. In fact, I've shown this before. You type giant blimps or UFO over Salt Lake, and you'll get ABC News, and Larry King also covered it a few years ago, saying, what is it? Is it a UFO? Is it aliens? And they zoom in with a superpower zoom at a blimp over 100,000 feet. You could even see the stinking propellers on it and the solar panels on the side. And it's admitted that DARPA and Homeland Security have got these up at very high altitudes. They've crashed before. But the media still goes with the official cover story of, it must be aliens. No, these, in fact, there it is. Daily download, ABC News, UFO blimp. And then you watch the newscast, they're like, is it alien? What is it? Oh, yeah. Give me a break. It's a gigantic blimp. It's not an alien. It's got stinking propellers on it and tail fins. But that's the low-tech stuff. They go with that because they're really inexpensive. Alexander Haig's company sold the concept back in the 90s to the U.S. government. These giant V-wings. Seen these before? Everybody thinks they're little green men? No, they're not little green men. It's the Aurora program. They've got fighters, they've got drones, they've got troop carriers, they've got it all. And they've done all sorts of tests. And if you're out in the night sky, some nights, I've seen it repeatedly, you see a giant explosion and wreckage, and they say, oh, it's a satellite. Oh, it's Space Lab. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's secret astronaut program, and they're burning up. So it is a giant secret program. And you're looking at Aurora. 13,000 miles an hour. And you better believe this is a Model T space plane. You can go pull up. In fact, I've been to NASA in Florida and in Houston, and I can't remember which one it was. You can pull them up online, too. The Wernher von Braun drawings of space shuttle. Guys, type in Nazi drawings of space shuttle. That'll get it. Or Wernher von Braun 1930s drawings of space shuttle. He was proposing it to Hitler right after Hitler got elected. And von Braun wasn't really a Nazi, but he went ahead and joined so he could get the unlimited funding. And then that whole Nazi space program just got moved over here. They had the B-2 style bomber designs. They, of course, invented the jet engine and had all sorts of jet aircraft that got into the fight in the last 6 months of the war. But I digress. They developed cruise missiles, unmanned cruise missiles. That was the 1940s, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2011. Look at how computer technology's developed. Look at automobile technology. Look at every form of technology has advanced 30 times, 40 times, 50 times. Now, computing power doubles every year. We're not in Kansas anymore. Okay, I'm done talking about that, and I want to go to your phone calls. We'll intersperse all the financial news, the incredible financial news, and your phone calls coming up throughout the next 2.5 hours. But I want to give the toll-free number out to folks in England that want to talk about the riots and what they've witnessed there. Parliament's calls to take people's liberties now. In the aftermath of it, that wasn't hard to predict. The head of the Exchequer, the head of their Treasury Department, coming out and saying the most dangerous time for global economy, yes, as we're maneuvered by the criminals into design collapse. We'll discuss all of that coming up. But the toll-free number to join us is 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231, and we will get you up and on the air today. And, of course, Representative Peter King says Pentagon CIA must investigate Obama and death of Osama bin Laden movie. Again, the bosses of America, the owners, the enforcers for the foreign bankers should investigate their teleprompter reader? Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to your phone calls here in just a moment. But I meant to get to this point yesterday. You notice they've done another rewrite. I love how Drudge has that comment before the article. Rewrite, SEALs were sent to stop fleeing Taliban, not to rescue Rangers. It's funny, at dinner last night for my mother's birthday, my dad said, oh, they've changed the story. They've done a rewrite. Now they weren't going to save Rangers. They were going to chase fleeing Taliban. See, they put out their official story, and then no later troops are going to say it's a lie. So then they start changing it again. Well, it turns out now that, well, I was told by a Navy SEAL's father who is known by me for many, many years, and I'll just leave it at that, that his friend is in SEAL Team 6, did not die over the weekend. His son is in Navy SEALs. His son's friend is in SEAL Team 6. So I was told by the father of the Navy SEAL that his friend, his best friend in SEAL Team 6, who was not killed in the crash over the weekend, that the SEALs are hopping mad, are angry, and believe that there was foul play and that it was political, that they were put on that helicopter, on that rundown Chinook, that was a National Guard helicopter, and that's not normally done, and that the whole mission was, quote, political, and that there were concerns raised, and that they believe that Taliban or Al-Qaeda was able to get a bomb on the helicopter. So they're saying it was some type of inside job, and that reminds me of the FBI in the news after 9/11 saying it was as if Al-Qaeda had moles inside of the FBI and Justice Department. Well, you bet. The Pentagon runs Al-Qaeda, just like Ammar al-Awlaki hanging out with the Secretary of the Army secretly at the Pentagon while he's on the news as number 3 in Al-Qaeda. Or the government getting the underwear bomber on the aircraft, the Christmas Day bomber. The list goes on and on. So it's just like with the raid on May 1st, which we then learned wasn't on May 1st, it was the day before. And bin Laden was buried at sea, and the Situation Room photo was fake, and there wasn't a live video feed, and we were lied to about that, and bin Laden didn't use his wife as a shield and didn't fire back, and it wasn't a palace, and on and on and on and on and on. They practice lies to confuse you, to confound you, so you don't know what's true. Then the government put out fake bin Laden photos, circulated it, gave it to people in the military, so they would then feel like they'd seen the dead body and that they were special. Then it came out the government circulated a fake photo. We saw senators say, I've seen the photo. Turned out they were shown the fake. But then you can have arguments with people in the military. We've had arguments, some of the staff here, with family they have in the military that still say they've seen the photo even when it's admitted it was fake. Just like 50+% of so-called conservatives believe WMDs were found in Iraq, even though it's admitted they weren't. They remember the initial lie. They're holding on to it. Now, I know Aaron Dykes is here and updating. Will you call him in here real quick? Because I know the story about the hypersonic space plane is on Infowars.com, but now it's just been reported, hypersonic plane lost. How convenient. They want to let everybody know they've got it, but now it's been lost. The U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects, that's DARPA, folks, that invented the internet and everything else. They give us what they want to give us with back doors in it. The U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, come on in, Aaron. I want to make sure this goes up right now on Infowars.com, please, sir. U.S. Defense, thank you. U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency says contact with its experimental hypersonic glider was lost after launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base on the central California coast. Yeah, lost and now orbiting as we were talking about before this was announced minutes ago, orbiting as a platform to drop DU sabos. And that's speculation, but we know they've got them. It's speculation that that's what's happened here. The agency says in a Twitter posting that its unmanned Falcon Hypersonic Technology Vehicle 2 was launched today atop a rocket, successfully separated from the booster and entered the mission's glide phase. So it uses the slingshot of the Earth's gravity to accelerate. The agency says telemetry was supposedly lost, but released no details. Yes. We launched it, but it was lost. Yes. A similar vehicle was launched last year and returned 9 minutes after data before contact was prematurely lost. The small aircraft is supposed to maneuver through the atmosphere at 13,000 miles per hour before intentionally diving into the ocean. Sure it is. The U.S. military is trying to develop technology response to threats around the globe at speeds of Mach 20 or greater. Yes, the little robot drones are being lost every time. This is all because we know from Dr. Bob Bowman and others, a perfect way to cover the fact they're being left in orbit and have little special payloads on them. When you study this stuff 24/7, in fact, I almost predicted it would be lost 30 minutes ago, but I didn't. Okay, let's just go ahead and go to your phone calls. It just gets too insane. I went and saw Planet of the Apes a few nights ago with the crew and told Rob halfway through, I said, all humans will die from a bioweapon release. And then as the lights turned on at the theater prematurely, and the movie ended, I guess that's part of the effect, I said, watch. And the next one, I turned to everybody and I said, watch. All humans will be killed by a bioweapon release, the same one that makes the apes super smart. And then it'll cut back in another episode to the astronauts returning to the planet. That's all kind of the Illuminati idea, the 2001 idea that the globalists are obsessed with. And then the lights went back down and the movie came back on, and then that indeed is what happens. I'm sorry, I just gave the movie away. Okay, now I'm going to shut up now and just go to your calls. I want to remind you there's a special transmission tonight, 7 p.m. Central at prisonplanet.tv. I'm told it's going to be around 45 minutes long with Aaron Dykes, who from time to time will be sitting in doing the nightly news. That's going to start 7 p.m. Central, September 1st. You've been seeing a lot of InfoWars breaking news alerts. InfoWars Special Reports is technically their name. And you'll see Aaron doing special reports, myself doing special reports routinely for prisonplanet.tv members and viewers. And you've helped us build this. We built it and you came. Thank you. And also, we're going to start again that nightly show at 7. Special reports will generally be tagged on when we do them to the news transmission, and then it'll just be extended. But as news breaks and develops, we will cover it all. Okay, let's go to your calls. The toll-free number to join us is 800-259-9231. Please make your point. I'll attempt to be brief so we can move on to the next person to get everybody on board here.